strong people, Kalle Beck here from StartingStrongman.com, and I'm in my office and I don't need to change anything because it turns out I adjusted the brightness on my camera to pitch dark for the last one and I didn't notice. Anyways, today I have some exciting news. There is going to be another Arnold qualifier, like a lot of us speculated. It's going to be the Arnold Strongman USA, returning to the Santa Monica Pier just like last year. An awesome show. It's going to be taking place January 18th, and it's going to be the last chance for athletes like Brian Shaw and Martins Licis to qualify for the Arnold Classic in Ohio in 2020, along with pretty much everyone else that hasn't qualified yet. So the athletes to qualify so far are Hathor Julius Bjornsson, Bobby Thompson for winning the Arnold Amateur, Rob Kearney for winning the Arnold Australia, Novikov for, I think he won South America and Africa, Kielszkowski, he won Europe, and he was also the runner-up at one of those shows that Novikov won, JF Karan for winning Warwick, and Mikhail Shivakov for placing fourth at the Europe one. And in the point standing, the only three people that are really still in contention for the points are Matthias Belsack with 32 points, Jerry Pritchett 26 points, and Ronald Hanla with 23 points. And how that works is through all of what there's going to be 8 qualifiers. At each contest, depending on your placing, you can pick up a maximum of 10 points, and you get 10 points for, I guess it's second place, or I think it might be 9 for second place in any ways, and down to 10th you get 1. So it helps to compete often. So pretty much if, favorites like current World's Strongest Man and last year winner at the Arnold Santa Monica, Martins Licis, want to qualify, they have to win Santa Monica again. Same goes for Brian Shaw, perennial favorite, 3-time Arnold champion. And, so we're going to know who all is competing. And here's the press release that was sent to me by the Arnold Strongman team. The Arnold Strongman USA Championship is part of the Arnold Pro Strongman World Series, with the winner earning a spot in the prestigious Arnold Strongman Classic at the 2020 Arnold Sports Festival in Columbus, Ohio. The inaugural Arnold Strongman USA Championship was held on the Santa Monica Pier in January 2019. The event drew a sold-out crowd that saw Martins Licis take the title in front of a cast of Hollywood stars. They included host Arnold Schwarzenegger, Hathor Bjornsson, World's Strongest Man, star of Game of Thrones, Sofia Vergara, Modern Family, and True Blood's Joe Manganiello. Hilarious. Something else to note is that sold out with like 2 weeks notice on tickets, and ticket information is not available yet, but it is said that it will be available soon, and you can find that at arnoldstrongmanusa.com. So keep checking that for more information. And, of course, back here and startingstrongman.com. The results for last year was Martins Licis in first place, Matthias Kielszkowski in second, Ronald Hanla in third, Belsack fourth, Jitsi Kramer fifth, Jerry Pritchett sixth, Brian Clark seventh, JF Karan 8th, and Matthias Ojikowski in 9th. Yeah, so it's going to be a big show. Can't wait to see what the events are. Can't wait to see who's all competing. We can guess who's competing. Kielszkowski said in Martin's video on his YouTube channel that he won't be competing because he's been competing a lot. But we will see if that's the case. He also seems to mess around with Martins a little bit, so who knows how true any of that really is. Some other things I want to address is I want to thank Chris Gilly for signing up and pledging on Patreon. Just way too generous, and greatly appreciate it. You can do that as well at patreon.com/startingstrongman to support what I do. And of course, also go to store.startingstrongman.com and get stuff like my book, How to Train Strongman in a Regular Gym, and other books as well, like Strong and Pretty program by Robert Oberst himself. The training program that helped him get qualified back for a second appearance in the World's Strongest Man finals. So I also want to start addressing comments from my past video in the upcoming videos, and a lot of the comments are just people giving their own opinions, which is great. It's fun that there's so much discussion on these videos and people agree, don't disagree. Give me more information. Sometimes I have no idea what's going on and everything in between. But some are actual questions. Like it was asked by Ellis Things. Appreciate the vid. Watched some of Martine's remarks video too. Any opinion on Novikov's potential bending of the rules, soft deadlift lockouts at Worlds, perhaps using an extra elbow sleeve, etc. So my take on this is, if anyone remembers, he was in Group 5 with Brian Shaw at World's Strongest Man. He had what you can't really argue were soft deadlift lockouts on the car deadlift. He was also holding, his figure 8 straps were completely loose, and he was holding the webbing of them, which probably gave him another 3 inches on the pole that he didn't have to do. Great strategy, and he wasn't called for it. And Brian Shaw complained, rightfully so. It was, looks like there's some bending of the rules there, and it wasn't called. Doesn't make sense. And then again, in Martine's video, of the Arnold Europe, he said that Brian Shaw commented that Novikov maybe had on 2 pairs of elbow sleeves on the log press. So we're seeing a trend of Novikov bending rules, possibly, and Brian Shaw calling him on it to no avail. It will be interesting to see where this keeps going. Something that I find funny is that so many people give Hafthor so much shit for calling lockouts, yelling at judges, yet from this example, we can see that this is something that happens in strongman all the time. If you're going to compete against someone and there's a lot on the line, like an Arnold invite, making it to the finals at World's Strongest Man, prize money, etc., and someone's being a little wishy-washy with the rules and, skirting around them, doing some different strategy to get an advantage, which could be construed as unfair, then people are going to question it. So Hafthor's not alone in this. He's just big and loud and yells, and people need to remember that World's Strongest Man is filmed and then edited how the network or whoever wants it. So they include some drama how they want it. And it was originally Eddie Hall in the 2017 that coined the yes men, and really he's so smart in how he does everything. He said, he made this thing about, Thor's a, baby about the Viking press lockout and all of this. And I'm really bringing up old stuff now. But that's just not uncommon. Not all these guys get along. And even if they do, if there's little things like that, it goes beyond friendship because there's a lot on the line. It's just Eddie Hall's so smart on, he's trying to, he knows how it's going to be spun on TV and everything and being produced. So he's showing how everyone else was against him and he rose above it. And it worked. People love the 2017 World's Strongest Man. Eddie's a great showman, a great strongman, everything. But Thor just he ended up being the villain in the role because there has to be a bad guy. I wouldn't say Brian's the bad guy in this role because it hasn't been spun that way, unless what I am doing counts as that, which I'm not trying to do. I'm just pointing out that people telling refs, hey, this call was bullshit about this other competitor is actually common. I couldn't tell if he had 2 elbow sleeves on. This is also not unheard of. There's a former Arnold champion, which I haven't mentioned in this video. I remember seeing a video of him, and there was the video they showed, and he clearly had 2 elbow sleeves on. This stuff gets away with. And my take on rules in every sport are meant to be broken. If you follow baseball and a pitcher pitches just off the plate and they get called a strike, then they throw it a little further outside. Then they throw it a little further outside. And they try to keep expanding that strike zone. And then people get mad. The managers are thrown out of games. They dispute the call. They're tossed. And everyone's, pissed off about it. But part of sport is bending the rules as far as you can get away with it. Maybe it's going to bite him in the ass in an upcoming show at a crucial time. We don't know. But I'm a fan of when rules are kind of bent. I laughed. I chuckled when I saw the video of him gripping the middle of the webbing on the figure 8 straps. I remember when Stumpy Rains built the ring of tape, and he's 5'3" and he's carrying the Africa Stone, and he had the tape in between his fingers so he could still grip it, and there would and he won the event. Stuff like that is something I find fun and part of sport. But if I'm just a spectator, a fan, journalist, I guess. So it doesn't affect me. If I was competing against it, I'd call someone out on it too. I'm Kalle Beck. Thanks for watching. Make sure to hit subscribe. Trying to get up to 10,000 subscribers. Appreciate all the, you can share these videos. Go to startingstrongman.com. Appreciate all the support. I'm going to do my best to make it down to Arnold, Santa Monica. I guess I should ask my wife first, though. I'm going to go do that.